Today, I'm going to be building a house, but every single room will be a different K-pop Demon Hunter character. Behind me, I have pre-built this house that I will be decorating to each of the characters' themes. Basically, I'm going to be building 9 different rooms today. But wait, before we start, like the video, subscribe, and comment what is your favorite K-pop Demon Hunter character. Okay, well, here we go. We're going up onto the first floor because I feel like I should first do the main characters of the movie, which of course the first one will be Roomie. For each of the characters, I have this fandom wiki. So this is Roomie here. She is the leader and main vocalist of the famous K-pop girl group Huntrix. And then down here, it also says that Roomie harbors a deep insecurity of her demon heritage. So Roomie is basically half demon and half demon hunter. In order to showcase this in her bedroom, because, you know, we're building a bedroom for each of these characters, I'm going to split up her little bedboard frame, whatever you want to call it, into 2 different pieces. In this poster, you can kind of see Roomie's room, and it's very simple with a bed. Of course, we have to have Derpy and like a beanbag and also a balcony, which the balcony I feel like is very important for this like bedroom. I'm going to put in a sliding door. So let's grab one of these like framed sliding doors and just place it right in the middle. So let's go ahead and add a fencing right here. Bam, bam. As you can see here in the show, when they're practicing their album called Golden, there is this like golden pyramid arch thing that I want to remake in Bloxburg for the bedboard. So I'm just gonna place this down here and then copy and paste it to the opposite side as well. It looks like a diamond, but you know what? It looked pretty good in my opinion. When I had first heard about this movie, I did not understand the hype. Let me tell you that. Like, I heard K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, no, I'm not watching that. But then my friend was like, Panda, you should do a build battle on this. And then I was like, okay, then I actually have to watch it, because or else it's gonna look like I have no idea what I'm building. So I watched it, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, I want to watch it again. It was just so good, to the point that my eyes, when I was watching that, my eyes were like this. Over here, I added a little wardrobe because I do want to add in Roomie's golden suit. That sounds like the Incredibles person. Honey, where is my super suit? That's not what I mean though. This is what I mean. I have a decal of this, and then I'll just hang it up in this custom made wardrobe that I quickly made. Remember, she did have a beanbag chair, so let me place that down right in this corner because, you know, it doesn't take up that much space since it's a kid's one. I also pre-made a bunch of decals that I'm going to go ahead and place down in the bedroom. I also want to outline this image over here of the Huntrix poster, so it looks kind of like a picture frame that I just have placed. Let's go like that, bam. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Okay, anyways. The last thing I want to add to Roomie's room are some firefly effects next to this like microphone, because it does give a particle effect whenever they do sing to the crowd to protect their souls. So I'm going to be putting a blue fireflies there. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. Roomie's room is complete. Let's move on to the next one, which is Meera. On this website, it says that Meera is the choreographer, which is, you know, the lead person that does all the dance moves for their group. You know what? Let's have a fancy double bed. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I was inspired by Meera's, you know, hairstyle. It looks kind of crazy because my hair is too thin, but I added little pigtails for Meera, so we're matching. For some reason so far, this bedroom is giving Monster High Draculora. We're gonna fix it though. Trust the process, okay? You might be like, Panda, why out of all of the things that you have in Bloxburg, I'm putting that there? Well, okay, like I said, trust the process. Over here, I kind of want her to have carpet in her room for some reason. So let's get these small flowers. And now we need to add more Meera vibes. So something with dancing. What could we put? Maybe we can add in this checkered blanket. What colors would a dance floor? Let's do yellow and blue. And then I'm also going to get this little light box. So if we make it the size of this, it can become a dance floor. And now we just gotta make sure each of the colors are dark enough that it won't blind our eyeballs. Okay, that may not look like a disco dance floor or whatever, but later on I'll add in a few more cubes and hopefully it'll look better. But for now, we need to add in more things to her bedroom. So let's add in a small circular carpet on this side. We'll add in this tableware her bowl and also some chopstick. This is where her ramen will be going, because she definitely eats her ramen on her bed. And then I'm also adding in this kimchi, which kind of looks like ramen. So that's the best we got. Even though I love the three of them, Roomie, Zoe, and Meera equally, I feel like Meera just like speaks to me differently. She's such a queen. She's such a baddie. She has to be one of my favorites. Okay, so I gotta make sure her room looks extra perfect. So we're gonna also add in some plants, because you know, plants make everything better. So there we go. Our second room is finished. And next up, it is of course Zoe, the third person of the Huntrix group. I'm gonna start off with adding in a different type of wall trim just to mix it up. So this short rail molding. Of course, since this is a bedroom build battle, we need to add a bed. Zoe would probably sleep on this traditional single bed. I'm gonna put it in the corner here because I have a feeling she would sleep next to a window. So let's add in a window right here. I want to add in some type of decoration for the walls. So maybe we could do this dirt texture. I know it sounds crazy, but it looks cool in the room, okay? And then Zoe, as you can see here, is her childlike and fun personality, and she's the youngest member of the group. She's also the main rapper of the K-pop Huntrix group. She also is the person that writes in a notebook a lot, so we gotta make sure she has a table or desk. Maybe we could have this fancy hutch desk, because I feel like it's the most important person to like writing stuff in a journal. So I'm going to add in these crumbled pieces of paper like on top of her desk, of course, because you know, that's where she's drafting all the lyrics for the songs for Huntrix. And now let's start decorating the room. Zoe's personality gives off the vibe that she likes doing her makeup a lot. So I think adding in a makeup desk would be better than just adding in a simple night table. And then in this corner over here, I do want to add some type of comfort sitting down area, because I feel like both Zoe and Meera just love chilling out. Last thing I'm missing in Zoe's room is of course her posters. We gotta make sure we add them to every single person's room. So let's place these two down, and then just like I did for Meera's room, there we go. That's looking good. The next character we have to do is Jinu, which, you know, everyone has a crush on him secretly. You admit it, okay? Anyways, Jinu, let's take a look at what type of character he is. So he is the anti-heroic, I don't know how to say that word, but basically he is a demon who serves Guima to feed off the fans and destroy the hunters of the Hun Moon. To start off his room, I placed down this hairpin double bed, and then I also want to add in this hole in the wall. It sounds a little crazy, I know, but trust the process. I have an idea. So I'm gonna copy this portal that the demons come out of, and that is what we're going to put to the outside of this broken wall image. And then I also want to create a neon custom light. I know it sounds crazy, but I wanted to say the Saja boys, basically. I have the sign made, and let's just place this decal in here and just resize it. And it says, literally, the soda pop song is so addicting. I've been hearing it all over my For You page on TikTok. Every single time that soda pop comes on my For You page, I'm over there dancing in my bed, looking like a little gremlin, just dancing away at that song because it's so addicting. The way they say soda pop. Anyways, here is my neon sign, how it's looking. I also want to add in a blanket on top of the bed right here. Perfect. And then on it, we can have this little like bookshelf connected to it. And he would definitely have an image of Roomie, because, you know, he has a little crush on her. Okay, we don't need to mention it. No one knows about it. A boy's bedroom would definitely have these type of windows. So I'm just gonna put two of them together right here. Because he is the leader of the Saja boys, I'm going ahead and just putting down this guitar here. And then we definitely need a microphone stand for them to practice. I don't know why it would be in his bedroom, but we're just gonna make sure we have it somewhere in his bedroom. Now let's go ahead and change his bed into matching his theme. So I think I'm gonna go for a dark wood color, kind of like this, and then the rest will be a mixture of this vibrant pink to match the portal. In his room, I also have to make sure I add in the decal of the save the date. This is the note that Meera writes for Jinu, so I'm going to put that over here and over here for them to meet up. That's what the note is, basically. Last thing I do want to do is add in more of these like demon patterns, because even though they cover the painting slightly, I feel like it just fits with the rest of the bedroom. There we go. We're getting somewhere. And then I want to color the color of the windows to be a black, so it gives it that more mystery vibe, I guess. Next up is one of the cutest characters in my opinion, which is Derpy. Derpy is this little tiger, and then he has his little bird friend always on top of his head, or just like as a wingman. You get it? Because he's a bird. Please laugh. Derpy is basically the messenger of these notes that Jinu and also Roomie send back and forth. He like opens his mouth and sticks out his tongue with the letter. I have already made a decal over here inside of Roomie's room, so I'm just gonna place him down right over here. Maybe we could use an oval sofa as his bed, because there is no way if I was a tiger I'd sleep in an actual bed, I feel like. Wait, I have an idea. What if I do like an arch of rocks and have the waterfalls in the middle? Does that sound crazy? Maybe, but I got these waterfalls already, so now we just gotta make the arch of rock.
A few moments later.
Well, that took a lot longer than I expected it to, because I needed to move every single rock with like having a basic shape underneath. And then I need to go ahead and place the bed for the tiger to be right in the center. Bam, perfect. But you know how Derpy has these bright eyeballs? So I'm going to quickly just get this wooden horizontal plank. And then I'm going to go into the lighting and grab this light box and just resize it to be this size. And now color it to be like an orange color. Oh my gosh, that looks like his eyes. Do you see where I'm going with this? And one last thing I want to add to his room is this cork board, and then of course the save the date posters or little notes that he has to go ahead and give to both Roomie and Jinu. It's very basic, but it works. Now we have Guima's bedroom, which is basically the evil person that is in charge. It's like not even a person. They look like fire. How is that a person? First off, I don't think we should have a bright neon red bedroom. I feel like we should have some type of black bedroom, and I want the bed to be the main part of the build. So we're gonna get a double bed, of course. So let's grab our standard double bed. Let's place it right there, and that is Guima's bed. So far, this is how the room is looking. I also do want to add in those like fire machines. Is that what it's called? Clearly not, because I can't find it. But I know you have to buy it with Bloxburg, so I'm just gonna scroll all the way down, and let's see, where is it? Where is it? There we go. Flame projector. That's what it's called. So I want to add one in the corner of the room over here, and one over here. Perfect. And then I also added in the souls coming out of the ceiling along with the portal, of course, because you know that's how they get into the real world. I don't know, I feel like I'm missing other things. We definitely need some lighting, so maybe we can add in torches on the wall, because you know Guima is made of fire, so it only makes sense. Over here I'm also going to do something similar to what I did for Jinu's bedroom, which is adding in this broken wall. I kind of want to make it a little bit smaller so it's not being seen outside of the walls. And then the last thing I want to go ahead and do is add in some fireflies, just to give it that particle effect, because you know fire does give off particles, I guess. So there we go. Chef's kiss. It is finished. The next one we will be doing over here is Baby Saja. This is Baby Saja over here. He is a demon who disguises himself as a K-pop idol to steal fans from Hunter. And while they're all dancing and singing, they're on top of this huge soda pop bottle that says 1000% you. So I was thinking, for his bed frame, what if we have his bed on top of a soda pop bottle? So we just need to find a bed. Let's just get a standard one, place it right in the middle, and then just place this one on top of it, and bam, soda pop. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit with the wall trims and having this standard rail molding, which is a little bit higher than the other wall trims that I've been using. And I'm just gonna go ahead and color it to be a blue and a pink. Ooh, wait, I kind of like how this is looking. I do have an idea though, so let me grab a window, and what I'm gonna do is resize this, and now all we gotta do is just color it to be different colors that match Baby Saja. Okay, I don't really like how that looks. Never mind, let's delete that. All my hard efforts for nothing. We could do it with this small panel window and just add 3 of them. I think that looks a lot better. And now I just have to go ahead and color and decorate the rest of the room. So add in a small carpet, and then over here it could be a console table. Who knows what he does there? Maybe we can add like a TV so he can look from the demon world on how the Saja boys are doing. And then, you know, any pretty boy band needs, of course, some type of guitar. So let's have an electric guitar right in this corner. And of course, they like to look at themselves as well. I mean, who wouldn't? You know when you open a can of soda and you hear this little popping sound effect? That's what bubbles remind me of. Very random, I know, but I'm going to go ahead and add in these little bubbles on top of the can. Just copy this and put it here as well. Wait, do we have baby bottles? Oh, just the baby rattle. I guess I could add that over here and also put this like lullaby thing hanging over his bed. There you go, Baby Saja. Now it fits the part. Next up, we have to do, of course, Bobby, which is the agent of Huntrix, and he's like overly obsessive with them. The poor guy loves his job so much, and they don't give him credit for that. So I'm mixing in green and blue together for his bedroom. I also do want to make sure I add in his phone call, because even though it's his room, it just makes sense to have a big phone with his face on it. I do also want to add in plants because I don't think I have been adding enough inside of these builds. So let's just add one over here and then one on this corner, and then also get a computer. I feel like he would definitely have this ultra computer with 3 monitors because I mean, it's a K-pop group. He has to have order of everyone. And now what else I'm missing for his room is definitely some type of way of bragging about the Huntrix group. So I want to make sure I have the album of Golden on there. For some of the bedrooms, I've been using the hack of using this carpet. And the last thing I want to do is add some type of texturing to the wall just so it doesn't look too plain. Let's see. Ooh, we can have that for that background. And then what else could I add? Maybe this dirt stains just for some texturing. On to the last bedroom, which is going to be the caretaker of Roomie, Seline. The most we've seen of Seline in the movie was when Roomie was basically handing her the sword and be saying, please do it, get rid of me, I wasn't supposed to be here, because you know she's a demon. But Seline has this like type of tree behind her. Her bedroom should have that tree in it. So I'm going ahead and grabbing in a bed. Which one would scream Seline? I want a single bed, but maybe we can go with this one. That looks pretty good. Maybe we can go with like a dark brown color for the room, or actually should it be a gray? I think the darker the better, because in this image over here you can see that everything is dark. You know what? That can work. If I remember correctly, Seline is also the one that tells Roomie that she can't tell Zoe or Meera that, you know, she's half demon, and that's why they get mad at her because they don't end up telling her. But you know what? It's actually Celine's fault in my opinion, because she should have been able to tell her friends that she's half demon, and that's why she has saved the world with her singing, because you know, I feel like her friends are so supportive that they would help her. But that's besides the point. She can't go back and change anything. So let's just go ahead and build Celine's bedroom. This is what I got so far. Last thing I'm gonna add are some window curtains. So let's put that back there, and I'm gonna color them to be yellow, even though they look a little bit pink because of the lighting from Guima above. You know what? I think this can kind of work. It kind of gives that pink effect at the same time without looking too Guima. Okay, well, the K-pop Demon Hunter house bedrooms are finished. Let's tour it. First up, I'm going to go up these ladders that are totally safe because, you know, I have to jump in order to get into the bedroom. But this is Roomie's bedroom. I did my best so that I could represent her demon side while also her normal demon hunter side. Over here, the bed frame is one of the golden set for her performance. We have a Huntrix poster of her. Here is the wardrobe, of course, with her golden outfit. I also have little Derpy over here in the corner of the room because, you know, he's such a cutie. I had to add him. And then over here, I have a microphone that she goes ahead and sings with the particle effects that save her fans. And then I had to add a little balcony because I feel like that's such a big part yet little part in the movie, so it only made sense to add. And then when I go off to the other side, as you can see, I have a little vanity with a portal underneath that the souls or like the demons come out of. Over here we have images of Roomie as like a baddie, and then we also have her with her patterns. We also have a skull to represent that. And of course, her sword, I had to add it. Her signature weapon. If we jump across to the other side, there we go. I thought I was gonna fall. We have Meera's bedroom. Meera is basically the choreographer of the group, so I had to add in a dance floor, of course. Let's go ahead and show off my dance moves. Oh yeah, go Panda. Oh yeah, I wish I could dance like this in real life. No, I don't. That's terrible. So Meera, I added in some instant noodles, or well, an empty bowl, some kimchi, and some chopsticks because she loves noodles just like the rest of them. Here is them all eating the noodles. Basically the best scene of the movie. And then I also have an image of the city behind there. I felt like it just went with her room, and she is one of the demon hunters, so it made sense. Here are some posters of Meera. The third member of the Huntrix group is Zoe. This is her room. I thought this turned out really cute. I had no idea or inspiration of what I was gonna do, but Zoe is basically the person that writes the song lyrics. I guess that's how you can put it. So I have a bunch of like crumbled pieces of paper all over her room because she writes in a journal, and if the girls, or well, Meera and Roomie don't like the lyrics that she writes down or gives an example of, she crumbles it up. So I feel like she would just have that in her room all over the place. And then I also have these flower pillows that I made into little designs for the posters, and also for her vanity mirror. I felt like it just screams Zoe. Over here is her bed, and of course a little sitting area that she has a cute little teddy bear just sniffing her arm, I guess. Okay, now we gotta go onto the second floor. Okay, well, let's pretend that didn't happen. Let me go over to the side. Next up, we have Jinu's bedroom, which is one of the main leaders of the Saja boys. If you don't know, he is the pink one over here, and he's basically a demon transformed into a human, I guess. So this is his bedroom. I added in the portal from Guima, and also to symbolize the demon. We also have the demon patterns, and I wanted to add a LED sign of the Saja boy since he is the leader. Here is his bed with both pink and blue, which is the two colors that I resemble to him. Over here is his desk, and of course a photo of Roomie with a little heart, because we all know he has a crush on her. And then here is the save the date card that Roomie sent to Jinu, and then here is both of them. Aw, they're so cute. I ship them so much. Next up, we have Derpy, which is this little cute tiger that pops up out of nowhere. So he basically spawns with this like portal of water. So that's what I tried doing here. And I know there isn't an actual bed in this room, and it's supposed to be a bedroom, but I feel like he would definitely sleep on this couch. Like, he's a tiger. He doesn't need a whole bed while I'm just sleeping over here. Let's take a look at the rest of the room. I added this top hat because in the movie, Derpy has this like little pet bird on top of his head all the time, and Derpy is basically the messenger giving these notes to Jinu and Roomie. So of course I have the notes laid out. Then I couldn't find an image of the bird, so this is the bird with the top hat for now. The Walmart version. And then finally I added in these windows with some LED lighting behind it to represent like the glowing eye effect from Derpy, and I think it's my favorite part of the bedroom. Next up, we have Guima's bedroom, which is like the evil person slash evil fire, because you know Guima isn't a person, it's like this little thing of fire. So I had to make that the headboard. Of course I had to add fire with torches, and also these two fire things in the sides of the room. The particle effects kind of give off that fire vibe. And then since it's a bedroom, I added in a clock, some storage, and of course clothing that I don't think Guima will ever touch, but it's a bedroom, I had to add it. Next up is Baby Saja's bedroom. I went for a blue, pink, and yellow color because, you know, that's how Baby Saja dresses. Blue hair, yellow beret, and then pink little sweatshirt. And of course around his room I have the soda pop bottles because, you know, that's the Saja boys song, and it's so catchy. Oh my gosh, I love it. Here we have a TV, and also the bed is on top of this little soda bottle. I have two soda bottles also on either side of the room, and then a beautiful mirror for him to admire himself in his human form, along with the Saja boy poster. And because his name is Baby Saja, I of course added like this lullaby thing above his bed. I just thought it was fitting. Next up, we have the Huntrix agent, or well, manager agent, same thing, is Bobby. As you can see, Bobby is calling himself on the phone, doing the little face. I didn't know what to do for his bedroom really. He reminds me of the color green, so So I added lots and lots of green around the room. And then, of course, since he is the agent slash manager of the Huntrix group, I had to add in their golden album and then their other album over here. And then, of course, I added the K-pop Demon Hunter poster along with some images of Zoe and also the rest of the group because he is their management, so he would be basically obsessed with them. Last up, we have Seline, which is basically the caretaker of Roomie. I had no idea what to do for her room, but I went off of this image that we see in the movie where Roomie is asking for help from Seline and being like, take care of me, end it all. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm ruining the world. And Seline is like, no, you can't do that. Don't give up. So there are a lot of demon patterns around the scene. So that's why I added in these neon lighting. And also Seline teaches Roomie that she needs to sing for the world and protect the souls. So I also added in this keyboard. We have a little bed over here with baby Roomie and Seline taking care of her. Also a wardrobe with some clothing. And then finally, I added in the desk area because I feel like the other time we see Seline in the movie is her working or something like that. So I added in a desk. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below which room was your favorite and also which is your favorite character from K-pop Demon Hunters. Bye!